Good morning, students. I am Vikram Singh Rathod, Assistant Professor at Center for E-Governance. Today I am representing statistical functions using Pandas library in Python. There is a various large number of statistical functions used in the Python using the Pandas library. In this regarding, I represent a slide. So I have described here a large number of methods collectively compute descriptive statistics and other related operations on data frame. Most of these are aggregations like sum, mean, but some of them like some methods produce an object of the same size. Generally speaking, these methods take an access arguments just like ND arrays such as sum and standard variations or various type of statistical methods, but the access can be specified by name or integer, etc. So first of all, I am describe the structure or the syntax of the data frame. So we can use indexes. Access is equal to 0 and default values, then column, and access values is equal to 1. Let us create a data frame and use this object throughout this e-lecture for all the operations. For example, first of all, we import the both of libraries. Those are used in statistical functions such as pandas as pd and numpy as a np. Create a dictionary of series. So I am describe a variable d1 and put the key value as a dictionary data type structure. I am taking three key values: name and age and rating, and then call the pd from pandas and call the method series and put the some values as ram, sham, krishna, mohan, sohan, kesav, ganesha, Sita, Radha, Gita, Durga, Lakshmi, etc. and corresponding is defining as 20, 21, 22, 26, 35, 29, 29, 22, 36, 40, 32, 51, 48 corresponding, and the rating is also defined corresponding in the float values you can see in the rating series. Then I am create a data frame. So I define a variable df is equal to pd dot data frame and put the dictionary variable d1 and then print the data frame. After execution, it create the output of three column values: name, age and rating, and a by default column index. You can notice that the output is created, a index column is created, the total value is 12 and the name values is also defined in the slide, and the corresponding age is also defined and rating is also defined. Then after I am use a sum method in our example. It return the sum of values for the requested access. By default access is index 0, and so I'm giving another example for the sum, calling the both libraries, then create dictionary as per previous defining. The dictionary is defined values, some key values, name, age and rating, and then create a data frame df and the is equal to pd dot data frame and then put the d1 value and then print df. And then after, you can notice that I am defining a code here for the sum. Print bracket df dot sum method. This method is sum of a values. Those are defining in the age or rating values of the series that is defined in dictionary. So you can notice that the output is given in the next slide. You notice that the index number is created 0 to 11 and corresponding name are also defined, and age is also defined, and rating is also defined. And then I'm after execution it define the names starting from Ram to ending at the last name Lakshmi. And the age, you can notice that it calculate the sum of age 382, and the rating value is 49.17 is also summed by the sum method, and the data type of is a object. And I am giving you a slide that is represent for your convenience to write the program using Anaconda, Spider, or you can use also Jupyter Notebook or Visual Studio Code. As per you convenient, you can use the code and run the above programs. And then I am giving a next example. In this example, each individual column is added individually. String are appended as access is equal to 1. This syntax will give the output as shown below. So I am writing the code. Import both libraries, then create the series as per the previous slide. A dictionary like data structure d1 variable is created having values name, age and rating, and create data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame, and then put the d1 and then print. Here you notice that print df dot sum and then put the access value 1. It calculate the column value of the 1 in the data series. So you can notice that the index values of the dictionary is 0th position as the name, and the 1 position at the age, and the second one is rating. So it calculate the sum of the age after execution the code. So you notice that the age is calculated as given in the output, and data type is float. And then after I am use a mean method of statics. It calculate the mean values or return the average value, because the mean value calculate the average value that is created by total number of values, sum of total number of values and the number of values presented in a axis, divide by, and the output is creating. And you can notice both libraries are called in the program by import, and create a dictionary data like structure d1, and then create a data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame, and then put d1 and then print df dot mean method. It calculates the mean of the values of age and rating. You can notice that after execution the output, the mean of age is 31.83333 and the rating is 4.097500, and data type is float 64. After calculating, you can notice that the mean of the age and the rating value is given in the slide. And then after I am defining another statistical method, a standard deviation value. It return the Bessel standard deviation of the numerical columns, and then import the both of libraries and create the dictionary variable d1 and create the dictionary as per the previous slide, and create a data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame, and put d1 and then print df dot std method and close the bracket. It calculates the standard deviations of the age column, that is our column number 1, and the rating is column number 2, is calculated the standard deviation values. You can notice that the age is deviation value is 1.0, 0.512619, and rating values is 1.365791, and the data type float 64. The data type is by default creating by the program. And then after I describe some functions and its descriptions. Those are used as statistical functions in Pandas library using Python. Let us now understand the functions under descriptive statistics in Python. Pandas. The following table list down the important functions, that is described as the 3 column names such as serial number, function, and the description of the function. So let us define one by one functions. First of all, I am defining the count function. Basically it calculates the number of non-null observations values, and then after the sum method is calculate the sum of the values, and the mean method is calculate the mean of the values, and the median method is calculate the median of the values, and the model is calculate the mode of the values, and the standard is calculate the standard deviation of the values, and the min method is define the minimum value, and max method define the maximum value, and abs method is calculate the absolute values, and the prod method is product of the values, and sum is the cumulative sum of the values, and the prod is the cumulative product of the values. I am defining here a note. You can notice, since data frame is a heterogeneous data structure, it means it have a multiple type of data structures such as string, numbers, floats, etc. So it's called heterogeneous data structure. Generic operations does not work with all functions. Functions like sum, sum work with the both numeric and character or string data elements without any error. Through an practice, character aggregation are never used generally. These functions do not throw any exception. Functions like abs and prod through exception when the data frame contain character or string data, because such operations cannot be performed. Overall, we define here the function abs and the prod is use the exception values, try and catch values is defined in the data frame, and then after it's executed. And then after I am defining the summarizing of the data. The describe method is a basic function that is used to compute a summary of statistics pertaining to the data frame columns. So in this example I am defining the describe function that describe the data types. Those are used in the values or the total statistical functions. Those are used in Pandas library. So first of all we create a dictionary series. I am defining a variable d1 and put the and create the dictionary variables, key values, name, age and rating. You can notice here using Pandas series I am defining some string values in the name Ram to Lakshmi and age 22 48 as the numerical value, and the rating value 5.23 to 3.80 as a float value using the Pandas PD's alias name. series is created in a dictionary like data structure, name as d1, then after create a data frame. So I am use a variable name df is equal to pd dot data frame and put the dictionary variable d1, and then after I am defining a describe method using the print option of the Python. So you can notice that I am defining print then start bracket, then call the data frame, and then put the dot value, and after putting the dot value the describe method is activated. So I call the describe method and close the bracket and execute it. After executing it, give output as you can see in the slide. So you can notice that the some methods are used after executing. So you can notice that age and rating are used in our code. So the count of the age is 12 and rating is 12, and the mean value of the age is 31.83 and the rating is 4.09, and the standard deviation is 10.51 and the rating standard deviation is 1.365, and the minimum value of age is 20 and the rating is minimum rating is 1.56, and the 25 percentage of the age is 22 and the 25 percentage of rating is 3.41 and 50% of age is 30.50 and the rating of the 50% is 4.79, and the 75% of the age value is calculated as 37.00 and the rating value of 75 is 5.01, and the max value of the age is 51 and the max value of the rating value is 56. This function gives the mean, standard and IQR values, and functions exclude the characters columns and given summary about numeric columns. Include is the argument which is used to pass necessary information regarding what columns need to be considered for summarizing. Take the list of values by default number. For your convenience, I am defining a slideshow of executing the above program. You can notice that and execute in Anaconda environment using spider tool or any tool you can convenient for run the program such as Jupyter or Visual Studio Code. As per your choice, you can use or run the above program. Then after the three basic objects of the summarizing is defining. So first of all is object, and second one is number, and third one is all. The first object is basically used for summarizing string columns, and the number summarizing the numeric columns, and all summarizing the all column together. Should not pass it as list value. Now use the following statement in the program and check out. So I am giving a example using object, num and all summarizing methods. So first of all I am import the both libraries, import pandas as pd and import numpy as np, and create a dictionary data structure defining by a variable name d1, and the key values are name, age and rating, and the corresponding values defining by the pandas pd series method. You can notice that in the slide, and then after create data frame as per defining the previous slide. I am creating a variable df for data frame and then call the pandas pd alias name, and then after pd defining dot, then call the data frame method and put the d1 variable as a dictionary data structure. Then after I am defining a code, you can notice here print df dot describe bracket include is equal to, in the list type object I am defining the object in a string and close the column. After executing, the output is execute, and you can notice that the output is such as count is equal to 12 and unique is equal to 12 and top is equal to Lakshmi and frequency is equal to 1. You can notice that the total number of elements that is present in the column is 12 and the unique value is the 12 and the top value is the Lakshmi. That is, you can notice that the Lakshmi is the output, so it calculate the A value in present in our name series. The number of names those contain the value A is presented in the total number of 12 values. You can notice that in Ram A present, in Sham A present, Krishna is also A present, Mohan is also A present. The old name is use A character, so it's define a unique as a 12 and the count value is the total number of the values, and the top Lakshmi is a notice that the last one value, that is use the A value and the frequency is the 1. Now use the following statement and check the output. So I am defining another example using include method. So first of all, import both libraries, import pandas as pd and import numpy as np, and create a dictionary of structure. D1 is equal to name colon pd dot series and put the name, and then age pd dot series, put the values of the age values in the integer or number value, and the rating colon pd dot series, put the rating values as a float type values 5.23, 2.24, such at the last value 3.80, and close the bracket and close the curly brackets as per the dictionary type data structure. Use the curly brackets. So first of all, I am defining a data frame, so I am put a hash slash to create a message, to create a data frame, then create a df variable and is equal to pd dot data frame and put the dictionary structure d1, and then you can notice here the main code that is used to include all is defining here. So first of all, I am define print and then open bracket and then call the data frame and then put dot, and after dot putting I am select the describe, and then after describe I am call the include method and include method, and then after I am defining the all value in the string, and after executing it run the program. You can notice that the output is given below: name, age and rating, count is equal to 12 and the values is corresponding, and the unique values is also you can notice, and the top values and frequency values you can notice that, and the mean and standard minimum 25% and 50%, 75%, and the max values you can notice that. The string values are uh, those not counted is defined by NaN, and the values those are using for counting purpose or applicable statistical functions give you some numerical values. For your convenience, I am defining here also the slide for run the programs using Anaconda Spider. You can run the program or execute it. Pandas a specialty functions for statistical methods. Thanks students. I am also providing more e-lectures on the Pythons using Pandas. Basically, Panda libraries is also used for data analytics. So I am giving some programs for data analytics and data wrangling also in our next e-lectures. And our official channel is CGJPR. You can subscribe to it and get the knowledge of the various sector of engineering or computer science, such as electrical, automobile, mechanical and computer science. Various type of e-lectures are provided for you for your getting best knowledge. Thanks, students.